What up, cuz? We're here for our oracle reading. It's Thirsty Thursday. I was like, what day is it? It's our romance oracle reading. Checking in with our love lives. Finding out if we have any love in our lives. What we should do with that love, where we might find it. How are y'all doing? I am good. I had a good night at work. It was like a very slow and gentle start, and then we had a nice little pop right in the middle of our dinner rush, and then kind of slowly fizzled out, so it was perfect. Perfect little first night of the week. Today was my Monday, even though it's Thursday. I'm working the rest of the weekend. All right, what do we need to know? I was trying to think if I had any funny stories from tonight. Nothing too crazy that I can think of. Sometimes there's like something that I do that's like super embarrassing, or sometimes things are crazy, and sometimes people are like making out at the table. I did have some makeouters the other night. They were like stroking each other's hair, and they were in, I don't mind, but they were like really sweet. He was like really gazing into her like eyes and like stroking her hair, and they were like so into each other. But then they like stayed well past dessert, and it's like, all right, come on, you're sitting in my office, like get out, go stroke each other in the car. You can stroke more thoroughly in the car, right? It's a little steamy tea for our Thirsty Thursday. Our first card that popped out was actually very soon. So maybe you will be gazing into someone's eyes and stroking their hair very soon, staying long past dessert. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. This card always talks about really getting clear on like what your values are, what you're trying to call in a partner, but also like being aware if you have any conflicting desires hidden beneath the surface. For instance, if you want a partner, but you are afraid of commitment, like deep down in your subconscious, but like your conscious mind is like, oh, I want, a partner or whatever. Your subconscious is like, oh no, I'm afraid of commitment. And that could be because you're afraid of being vulnerable and giving yourself to someone and being disappointed or hurt. You could be afraid that you're going to lose all your freedom, or that you're going to lose your sense of self within the other person. Like there can be many reasons why someone might subconsciously have commitment issues, right? So if you are, even if you're like, oh, I'm ready for a relationship now, but you're still like having that subconscious issue, then like you're going to find ways to either sabotage relationships or avoid them altogether. So for instance, let's say not related to romance and love, if you were, if you want to be financially independent, but then you have all these subconscious thoughts in your mind that you're not realizing, that you think that rich people are bad, or that they're cold, or that they're unethical, or whatever. If you're having all these judgments about it, then your subconscious is going to prevent you from making a lot of money and becoming financially independent, because it doesn't want you to become a bad person, right? So that's why we need to examine, really take like honest inventory with ourselves to say, okay, now that I'm clear about what I'm looking for, what I really want, what I prefer, what's a non-negotiable, what are deal breakers, now that I know these things about myself, are there any conflicting desires that are hiding away that I don't realize, that are preventing this from me actually aligning? Because in order to be in alignment with something, you kind of have to have your heart, mind, soul, body, and spirit all in one place. You have to be of one mind. Your mind has to agree with how you feel in your heart, and then your actions have to be in alignment with that, and you have to be putting effort into it, right? You can't just kind of say it and then hope that everything will fall into place, right? Your actions have to follow your words, your thoughts and your feelings have to match, and your heart has to be in it, right? So get clear on all of that. and get clear on, you know, what you're looking for, get clear on, you know, what's hiding that's like conflicting desires, so that you can actually become a magnet and draw in what you'd like. And once you get clear on all that and unblock the things that are unblocking you, then like things can happen very quickly, right? And they often do. It's like one day you are walking along and kicking a rock, like with your hands in your pockets, like looking all sullen, like, oh, in the universe, where is my match? And then like one day later, it's like you've met someone and your whole life is like turned upside down, like in the snap of a finger, right? So very soon, could be any time, but get clear on what you want and what you don't want, right? And then be decisive about it. If you're going back and forth about something, like if you're going hot and cold, or you've got 1 foot in, 1 foot out, like it's just not gonna be a clear enough signal for the universe. All right. Okay, what else will help us to be aware of? Ooh, calling in your soulmate. This has come up kind of a couple of times recently in the last couple of months. So awesome. Maybe, you know, since we've been elevating and we've been moving into this huge new cycle, we are showing up as different people, which means that, like, say if you're in a relationship, that means you're like up leveling yourself within the relationship. And that means that the relationship has the potential to deepen and up level, and like possibly your partner could like spontaneously up level with you as well. That's not always the case, but it can be. And if you are single, if you are a la carte, then get clear on what you want and start calling in the soulmate, right? And you can't really call in a specific person because you can't mess with someone's free will, but you can. I like to incorporate the assistance of Jesus and Mary Magdalene, because I think that if they weren't like, I think they were a twin flame situation, soulmates, whatever, and so I think that I like to try to work with them to try to like get their help in like finding me this beautiful weirdo that must be out there somewhere. Like, please find this dude and bring him to me. Hoping they're hard at work, but I would suggest that you can ask Mary Magdalene and Jesus to help you too bring in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. There's also, I like to sort of set the intention to connect on a soul level with this soulmate during my dreams at night. It's kind of like an intention I'll set before I sleep, because when we're in the sleeping state, the soul actually leaves the body and goes into the astral realm to do like healing work, corrective work, touch base with like spirit team, you know, do some evaluating. It's like kind of a mini judgment day every day where you go touch base and get evaluated for your daily performance. But I feel like you could also probably touch base with people in the astral realm as well. And so since I don't know who my soulmate is, right, I just put it out there and I'm like, hey, you know, would you connect my soul with my soulmate? And like, so we could figure out how to find one another and like come together. But yeah, you can, I guess, use different techniques, but that's just kind of what I like to do. There was something else I was going to say. Oh yeah. So, this brings up a point. I was going to mention this before to you guys. One of the spiritual tools that I use, is called the 72 Names of God. And so in Hebrew, there are 72 combinations of groupings of 3 letters that make up what is known as a prayer meditation called the 72 name of God. And basically the Hebrew letters are, each letter has its own energetic signature and personality and meaning. And so the letters are sort of like the building blocks of reality. They're like governing forces you can work with. So when we look at the Hebrew letters, they're actually spiritual technology that like transfer their energy through the eyes, which are the windows of our soul, and our soul actually absorbs their energy. And so these particular 72 names are however many groupings of these like groups of 3 letters. And so what you do, like each group or each name, I guess, is the 3 letters. And each one has a different power that it governs. And one of the powers is for connecting with your soulmate. And there's another one that's about dreaming and like dreaming prophetically or dreaming truthfully, like dreaming in a way that like talks to your soul and gives you like insight and revelation. So I'll meditate on those two names before I go to sleep. And basically what you do is you just like stare at the letters for a while. And I like to read them like in like sets of 12. Like I'll read the 3 letters 12 times at least. And you read them or you scan them from right to left instead of left to right. So it's the reverse of reading English. And there's actually an app that the Kabbalah Center put out. It's called 72 Names of God. And I think it's free, if not like $4 or something one time. But basically, you can get on the app, you can open it up, and it will give you like a random 72-letter name, like the one that you can work with that day. It's sort of like an oracle. But what I like to do is like screenshot the names and like keep them in an album in my phone because it's part of like my daily prayers. And then like underneath the name itself, it'll like tell you like what each one, like the power that goes with it. But that's I would like to show you guys a visual reference, and I keep looking around, but I don't have one because it's on my phone. And I don't have the physical deck, but you can actually order the physical deck too, which I probably really should. And then I can show you guys. So yeah, okay, call in our soulmate, and you can look up the 72-letter name of God for soulmate and 72-letter name of God for dreams. It's the one for soulmate is Shin Aleph Hey, and the one for dreams is, I think it's Lamed Lamed Hey. So that should give you enough information to look it up on the interwebs. They have this thing you can put in like a word, and all these all this information will come up. It's called Google. Okay, separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So if you are in a relationship, you guys might have, somebody might be traveling for work or something. You might have like some time, physical time apart, literally. And it could be benign, like that doesn't have to necessarily mean you're like going on a break or breaking up or anything, but you might be. But if you're a twin flame, this could mean that you're in separation from your twin, and they're probably like the avoidant and you're the attached, and they're running for the hills, and you're like, no. And you're like this chick, she's like, where's my love? And like, he's like, girl, I'm about to leave your ass. So yes, separation. So it might be that right now you're separate from your soulmate, but you're calling them in, and very soon they might be here, right? If not the fact that you may be familiar with this person, but like not in touch right now, that's also a possibility. And you know, you guys, you are also encouraged to pay attention to your own intuitive hits about these messages as well. Oh, getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Okay, so maybe this person that you've been calling in your soulmate, and maybe something's gonna happen very soon, and maybe you're not together yet, but maybe you will soon be getting to know one another. If not, maybe this is someone that you're friends with now, but as you get to know one another, like you're not together yet, but you may be. Who knows? It could be a million combinations for a million people, but you'll know the way it hits you. You'll know what it means. Okay, so very soon, you guys, we need to get really clear about what we want and be really decisive about that. And also this week, we were visited by that message that was like the 10 of Swords and the 6 of Cups and the 9 of Cups. So, right? So maybe this whole like, you know, very soon getting clear about what we want and calling in our soulmate has to do with like, the getting clear might be getting clear that something else was a no in order for something new to come in and be a yes, right? Or maybe you're getting clear about exactly what it is that you want so that when you meet this person, you will recognize them in a different way than if you didn't have more clarity. I hope that makes sense. All right, you guys, very soon we are calling in our soulmate. We may be separated physically for a while, but it's important to remember that on a soul level, we're all one. We're all connected, and especially your soulmate or a person that you have a romantic connection with, because you have this like energetic like connection when you're like kind of connected with someone. So even though you might be physically separate, just know that you're still connected in a non-physical way. All right? So don't distress. Everything's fine. It's everything's, you have everything already. Everything is already yours. We are all one with each other, so no one is lacking anyone, right? All right. And then let's see, separation and getting to know each other. So might be getting to know a new person soon. Or if you're already with someone, never stop getting to know them. I think that like the relationships that I've had that have really dwindled and died, like slow, painful deaths, have been because like I've been taken for granted, and like my partner like doesn't want to get to know each other anymore, right? It's like I'll be sitting here still trying to like pick their brain about stuff, or like inquire about them and their interests, and it's like they start to like get like all, I don't know, uptight and like curmudgeon and stuff. So if you're out there and you have a partner, appreciate them. Keep getting to know each other, right? It's up to you to keep this thing alive. And for those of us who don't have the partner, how dare you? How dare you? Appreciate your partner. Get to know them. Have fun. Loosen up. And if you don't have a partner, then look forward to getting to know someone soon, right? And maybe as you get to know people, you'll like them more and more. Sometimes when you find out you have like common interests or like little things in common, or you like start to learn these like quirky things about someone, it really kind of creates the crush, that wasn't there before. All right, y'all. I manifested some mac and cheese tonight at work. It was so exciting. So I brought some home. So I'm going to eat that and my stew. And I'm going to watch some Outlander. And I'm going to watch Claire Frazier love Jamie Frazier with all of her heart and pronounce every word with a million more syllables in a breathy way. All right? I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I'll check my schedule for tomorrow. Tomorrow I've got to go to work, and I don't know. I hope we're not being tested. There's like rumors that we might have to go in for a test. And it's like, this test is like 100 questions. I feel like I need weeks to prepare for this. So I don't know. We'll see. Pray for me. Pray for me. All right, y'all. Good night. The stabbing to death. I just waved at the camera. I saw this meme today about this girl. I'm not even going to tell the story. All right. Y'all be good, but not too good.